Hey guys, welcome back to my shop. Today, y'all are in for a treat. It's my dad's birthday, and I'm gonna make him a square bowl. Alright, so how I got my blank, took my circular saw, got one straight line. From there, I took my calipers, I drew the diameter of my circle, then I took my square, I struck straight lines off my circular saw line, cut those out. I use the bandsaw to cut them out. You can use the table saw, the circular saw, whatever you have. And then I decided what my inside diameter here of the bowl is going to be, and that's what's going to be the middle. That's where I'm going to be hollowing out. On the outside, I'm going to work this down. It's going to be pretty. Let's get this attached to the lathe and get started. Here we go. Drilled out a hole for the center right there. I'm going to go ahead and get this installed in the worm screw of my chuck. And today what I'm turning is some type of elm tree. It's something that I found while touring the alleys here in Santa Monica. Somebody had cut this and left it in their backyard, and I was like, sweet find. And I took it home. It had a crack right here. I just went ahead, I had some copper spray paint that I mixed in with some epoxy. I let that sit overnight. Let's get this thing turning. Alright, there's that. For the majority of the turn, I'm going to be using my bowl gouge, which is right here. I've got my rest here. Since we are turning this square, the faster we get this rounded, the less air time we have in between corners, and the cleaner of a cut we're going to get here in the back. So I've got my lathe set to about 800, and that's what it looks like. Let's go ahead and move our tool rest up to our piece. Like so. We want to work in just about center. Make sure we got the clearance. Spins freely all the way around. And what we're going to do is we're going to start in and we're going to work our way out. Here we go. And you get really nice shavings. Let me go ahead and show you guys the back side of this and what it looks like. So that's kind of the bowl shape that we're getting out of it right there. Can you guys see that at home? See how the bowl is forming? We still got the square and we're still forming a bowl there, which is pretty cool. I've gone ahead, I've made the recess. When I get this thing flipped around in my chuck, I'm going to be able to hold it with that recess there. And we're just going to continue shaping the bowl. Here we go.
You got a lot tied up inside. Got Jesus on your mind. And a boy that just won't fight. Baby, it's a grind. And this your bitter life, where nothing just won't do. The girl pleads.
I'm gonna clean cut inside. So we're gonna stick with it. That's pretty cool. It's like a 3D bowl. One thing I did want to check before I started again, how this crack is coming along. It looks like we're gonna hit epoxy soon. We still got a little bit of a crack on this side, but I think the epoxy is on that side. Here we go. That's turning out pretty good. We're just about getting to the epoxy here, which is what I want. So I'm going to go ahead, keep working this down until I want to take about another 1/8 off the top of this bowl here, and then I'm going to finish up the bottom, flip it around, and take about an 1/8 off the top to create a little bit of a bead before we work into the bowl. I'll show you how we do that.
Well, I put my hopes and dreams through the washing machine. They say everything will be okay. They've been lying my way. It is gonna be okay. La 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 la. Living in LA. Living in LA. And I sold my soul for the chance to say rock and roll. It's been I don't know how many years I've been waiting. Now the other side is finally here. Living in you can lead your horse to water, but you just can't make him drink.
Very good, we've hit the bottom there. I like that, I'm pretty happy with it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now. We've got a pretty smooth bottom. You see how the bottom of the bowl has kind of 3D projected itself out here. I left a little bit of the bark out here to give it a little bit of an accent. But it's looking pretty cool. Let me go ahead and let me refine my recess here, and we'll get this flipped around on the lathe for you all, and we'll start hollowing this bad boy out. Let me get my parting tool. And we'll go ahead, get to the skew chisel. Cool. I like it. That is nice. All right, let me get this thing flipped over for y'all. All right, guys, welcome back. I got the blank flipped. So my daddy's still sleeping. It's like 7 in the morning where I'm at right now, and I'm trying to surprise him with this thing. This is going to be his gift, so I'm trying to make it as fast as I can. So I've got the bowl flipped out. So what you want to do now, since this is a 3D kind of bowl built into something that's square, you got to make sure you find the back of your bowl to the front of your bowl. And the way I did that was I just took my calipers here, and then I came over here and I scribed that same distance right here all the way around the bowl. So I know that's going to be the start of where I need to hollow this thing out. For depth, I don't want to go too deep, so because this isn't a very wide piece, I just use the depth of my worm screw for my chuck, and that's as deep as I'm going to go. So we found that. And next what we want to do is we want to define where the bowl is going to be, because I want to make a bead up here. I'm going to go ahead and part around here. That'll give me enough space to have a bead and a lip and the bowl on the inside. Here we go. I'll show you how I make that bead. Cool, so that's going to be the bead that I'm going to make. I'm going to hollow in that direction, the inside of the bead. I'm going to flatten the bowl on the outside of this that way, and then we'll have a little lip here. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I've never done this before, so this is my first time making a square bowl. Here we go. Let's flatten the outside. Outside of the bowl there. That's the crack that I filled with the epoxy. That's going to be my little bead, the lip. Now we're going to start hollowing this thing out. So I want to try to move my tool rest over like so. Give it a good spin, because these wings on the outside, you sometimes forget they're there. You don't want to hit anything. So I'm going to go ahead and start hollowing this thing out. We're going to start in the center. Hold your tool about 45 degrees to your work and just work it in slowly. And you want to ride the bevel in. got the inside of this bowl hollowed out, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab my skew chisel, and I'm going to work on refining this bead. Alright, and that is our bead right there. That looks pretty cool. Alright guys, so it looks like we're just about done. I did my finishing cuts here on the inside. I did them here on the outside. All I've got left to do now is grab my sander. This is actually a really easy project to sand because half of it's square, so that makes it a lot easier. Alright guys, so we've got the thing sanded up. I found something else that Howard makes. Some citrus shield. I just bought it because I like the name Howard. So it's some paste wax. I'm going to go ahead, apply some to this wood, and hopefully this birthday gift turns out pretty cool. Here we go. Wow, that turned out really nice. Howard, you did good. And just some simple paste wax. But I think that turned out to be a pretty nice bowl. We've got a little bit of a defect there, but heck, what can you do? Sometimes you win some, you lose some. But all in all, I think it turned out pretty cool. Let me go ahead and just finish off that corner there. And we've got ourselves a square bowl. I didn't think it could be done, guys. That's pretty cool, a square bowl. Let me go ahead and get it off the chuck here. Show you guys what it kind of looks like. So that's the bowl. That's what the rim looks like. It looks like there's a bowl coming out of a square. It's pretty neat. There's the bottom. I got to put a little bit of Howard's there. Left a little bit of the bark there for character. She sits just like that. You could have some dip in here. You could have some, I don't know, crackers or something out here. Something, anything. Put some nuts in it. It's a good conversation piece. And it took about an hour to make, so hopefully my dad likes it. He's turning 66. Alright guys, well if you liked this build, there'll be more to come. You all at home know what to do. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.